There we go. We are officially live on Facebook. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining us. My name is Letitia Grant, and I am the National Chair of House Then the Car. And today we are actually hosting the Home Ownership Changed My Life. So I am super excited to be joined here with our millennial buyer, Miss Annalisa Abel. So thank you so very much for joining us.
No, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. So, for those of you that are not familiar with House in a Car, House in a Car is a national initiative by NAREB, launched by our national president, President Donnell Williams, with a strategic focus on millennial home ownership. So, fortunately, we have a millennial here from the state of Ohio,
Mhm.
and she has recently purchased an investment property, which is
Sure.
ironic because we are in series two of Super Series Tuesday, and we're talking about investing, which we've heard time and time again our millennials are interested in. So,
Yes.
Annalise, introduce yourself to our audience, please.
For sure, for sure. So as she mentioned, my name is Annalisa Abel. So I do a number of things, one of them being real estate investing. Very early is within real estate investing, but I love everything about real estate. But my 9 to 5, I'm a healthcare leader. I work in healthcare. That's what I went to graduate school for, healthcare management. And then also I'm a content creator. So I'm used to interviewing other people about finance related things, but I'm very appreciative to have this opportunity for you all to interview me. So nobody really asks me questions. But usually on my platform as a digital content creator, I usually use Instagram Live and I have these financial conversations, and it's called Financial Flex. So every other Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, it gives me opportunity to interview those that invest in stocks. We have option trading, and we had an episode about real estate and real estate investing. So I love having these conversations, especially with people around my age, just to really inspire them to really take that next step, especially with real estate investing.
Well, Annalisa, you said around your age. How old
Mhm.
are you?
I am 28.
28 years old, and you are already a real estate investor.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So on this platform, whenever we ask someone their age and they give a 30s, oftentimes our members are looking at that chart trying to figure out, are they a millennial? Are they not a millennial? And you being in your 20s, we know beyond a shadow of a doubt, you are a millennial.
For
So
sure.
so again, for sure, thank you so very much for being here. Let's talk a little bit about your journey because you stated to me before we went live that your plan is to purchase more properties and
Mhm.
invest in real estate. So this is almost turned into like a side job or a career for you.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely an additional source of income for me. And that's kind of how I look at it. So, just to know my story, so I honestly started looking and researching about purchasing property and real estate investing and the whole idea about acquiring multifamily units back in college, so undergrad. So, I honestly didn't really pull the trigger until last year, but I had done that research. To figure out what the best area would be for me as it related to the job and my overall career, what I actually went to school for, picking up the right location for that. Um, so for me, I've been researching this for a while. So when I was able to find a property that I enjoyed, that I could see myself living in, that gave me the opportunity to be able to rent out the other side, I jumped on it immediately. So yeah, I love everything about real estate. Yeah, always have more doors in the future to create this passive income for myself. And though I am 28, I almost feel like I'm still catching up. So what if I would have started like immediately after undergrad? But I enjoy telling my story. I don't mind telling my age. It's with the hopes to really inspire others to acquire property, no matter what that age is.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Mhm.
excited to hear that. And actually Anne Marie just joined us.
Yes.
So,
Hey,
but she still
Marie.
has her she's on mute. So if Anne Marie, if you join us and grab take yourself off of mute for us, we'd love to hear from you. Up there she
Hey,
goes.
Marie.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
So Anne Marie, tell us, what would you say would set Annalisa apart from any of your other buyers? Because I'm listening to her. She sounds phenomenal. And I know there's so many things that you could probably share, but just kind of tell our audience what made her so different.
She was a go-getter. She was like, she was going to get it. I'm going to get it. And we got the 2-family. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yes.
She's great.
Yeah. So being
young millennial.
So now tell me this, being a go-getter, having ties to financial background, do you think that supported, Annalisa, you in purchasing an investment property, or do you think that it directed your path in purchasing a multi-unit instead of a single family?
I think so. So I always manage my money very, very well, even prior to adulthood. I mean, we can go back to me getting allowance and just saving my money. So I had a very interesting relationship with money. But once I actually paid off all of my debt, I really focused on how can I acquire more assets. So that was my focus. And it just made sense to buy a multifamily unit. Just my prior research, even in undergrad, your shelter, your mortgage, your rent is always going to be your highest expense. So why not reduce that expense or not have that expense at all by purchasing a multifamily unit, especially someone that's single with no children? It just made the most sense to me. So my goal was just to inspire other people. That's the route you need to take. So now that I've jumped off the porch and I've acquired my property, now people are reaching out to me like, how do I do that? You made it look so easy. What do I need to have? So there's a lot of questions and a lot of unknown information, I think, especially people as my age, because this is things you learn in college. So this kind of things that you really have to dig for. So my goal is just to inspire people, not only my age, but, and beyond, to have those conversations, purchase the property, just pull the trigger, and just get it started, acquire more assets.
So in your opinion, you think that educating our millennials in our community is another missing component?
Oh, for sure. I mean, if we even take real estate investing out of it, just the personal finance aspect of it. I remember when I attended college, I'm all about the no student loan life. So whatever degree I was going to get, it was going to be within 4 years because that's when my scholarship was up. But I had conversations with a lot of people that were my age who were okay with just acquiring more student loans without really considering the fact that you will have to pay those back when you graduate. So I think proper financial education, even before we get to college, and making that step the earliest, whether it's middle school, elementary school, just slowly, gradually educating people on personal finance is essential to them really being successful, and the idea of financial freedom and building wealth, especially in communities like ours.
And I'm actually glad that you've mentioned that, and I'm very proud to be a member of NAREB, where NAREB, being the parent organization, also has Women's Council of NAREB, where Women's Council promotes financial literacy, and they're out in the schools educating the youth on financial literacy. But that just tells me, based on what you're saying, that we have even further to reach. So the sky's the limit for the things that we can do. I'm definitely grateful for all the things that we've been a part of, and I'm also grateful for having the opportunity on this platform to educate more millennials, or at least allow millennials to share their stories to other millennials. Through research, we have found that millennials are more likely to listen to those testimonies of their peers, which is definitely one of the reasons why on House in the Car we wanted to make this platform available for individuals like you.
Yeah, no, it's an awesome platform, and I appreciate it. And I'll be sure to share this information and this resource to people within my circle and even on my Instagram lives.
Yes. Now, the last millennial that we had on that purchased a multi-unit, she shared with us that her mortgage payment was something in the 90s. Now, I almost hit the end button because I was so shocked but that's what happens when you purchase a multi-unit. But in saying that, so for us, that was how home ownership has changed her life. So you tell us, how has home ownership changed your life, Annalisa?
I just think it just completely changed it. Like overall, there's so many things I can say. I just feel like when I'm renting a space, it's not my own, so it's hard for it to feel like home for me. So when I purchased my property, it was really important for me just to decorate the space the way I wanted to, because this felt like home, and I own this property and it's mine. But if I just think about the headache of the first of the month and paying rent and giving someone else money for a property that I can't really do whatever I want to do with it, right? I have to ask for permission to put paint on the walls, permission to really decorate it the way I want to. So just having that idea in my mind really just made me really hate the whole idea of paying rent completely. So now that I have a property where someone's paying me rent, I get more excited about the first of the month, right? So changing that mindset a little bit has really helped me tremendously. But it just actually feels like home. It feels safe to me. It's really good.
Safe. I love that. It feels like home and it feels safe to you. And Marie, who I think must be the millennial go-to lady over there in Ohio, because she is cranking them out and sending them our way. What do you have to say to our Facebook audience? Do you have anything else to add? And especially when working with millennials, because we do know each generation has a difference. So kind of share that with us.
I love working with millennials. It's like they do their own investigation. It's like they're out there looking. She's like, hey, this one, popped up. I want to go see this one. I want to go see this one. So I love working with millennials. They're go-getters, and I appreciate the referrals because Christina referred her to me, and I appreciate it. And Annalisa, she's ready to get going again.
Yep, I'm ready.
She said that. Look, she said that just before we went live. That she's ready for you to find her next one. Now, what I want to share to our realtors that have tuned in, because what Anne-Marie just said is that they're go-getters. They're out there doing their research, and basically they're just calling you, telling you what you want to see. But what we want to make sure that our realtors understand is there is still value in realtors. In being the real estate professional. Just because they've identified a property, what Annalisa stated is there needs to be the spread of more education out there.
Yes.
Go ahead, Anna Marie. You want to pick it up from there?
And also, I think it should start like high school or junior high. That's where it should start. Mm-hmm. Knowing, the budget, credit, and understanding that, like if you have a cable bill or a hospital bill, that bill is not going to go away if you don't pay it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Take care of that now, because that's going to come to haunt you when it's time to qualify to get credit to be able to purchase a home.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Very important.
Exactly. So there's two things that I wanted to mention. One is without, Anne-Marie really, really helped me on the process because I wrote down like things that I want within my property, like some things were negotiable, some things were unnegotiable. Like the bathroom for me had to be pretty if I was going to live in one side of it. That was the bathroom had to look good enough for me to be able to live there. But just going through that process, being able to compare which properties I felt like I could actually live in, which properties would be rentable for me, and it just made sense. So I think when you find the right property, that's what you need to pull the trigger on. But also on the personal finance piece, again, this type of platform is amazing for people. So I appreciate you all allowing me to speak on this platform, but even doing my IG lives on Financial Flex every Thursday. And this is just completely new to me. I'm not even big on social media, but someone was just like, we have these financial conversations. And I'm telling you, people like me don't know all this financial knowledge, and you need to share it. So that kind of inspired me to do these Instagram lives, but people are DMing me on a regular basis, like, when's the next episode? Asking me basic questions about credit that my assumption that I thought everybody knew about. And these are people the same age as me. Some of them are older than me. So the personal finance piece is very, very essential, I think, to a lot of people being successful, especially in our community. And you really know what people don't know until you create platforms like this and they're asking these questions. For the most part, are kind of basic questions, especially when it comes to budgeting and credit. There are people out here that are spending more money that's coming in. And for someone like me, that doesn't even make sense how that even works. But people just need those tools and those resources to help them and guide them on the way.
Yes, absolutely. Spend below your means. not
Exactly.
actually below.
Exactly. That's what I tell people. But yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Budget preparation is extremely important. And what we will find is the individuals that are even more successful have prepared a proper budget. So even if we get down to that, I've asked several people that I have met and that I have counseled with, and I'll ask them, do you have a written budget? And to be honest, I am just knocked out of my chair with the number of people that have told me no. I can't receive money without knowing what I'm going to do with it. So I'm taken aback with the number of people that do not have a written budget. So as we have, stated on this platform over and over and over again, budget is important, education is important. And in this particular one, on this particular day, our millennial, which is yet another millennial investor, which and again, having you here today at this time, just before we discuss starting small multi-unit, because that's going to air today at 3:00 on Facebook Live. And it's called Start Small with Multi-Units, which we all know that a multi-unit is not small. But what it allows you to do is it allows you to live and occupy one side while you're collecting rent from the other side, which is actually one of the best financially, it's one of the better options. And I know during my generation, because I am actually an exennial, during my generation, everyone wanted a single family detached property. No one even thought about purchasing the multi-unit. And I live in Houston, and now multi-units are just flying off the shelves. As soon as we put them on the market, they're gone because of the thinking of the millennials' thoughts. So I want to make sure that I also share that to our Realtors members. That's another value add. But to our millennials out there, Annalisa just stated that the way home ownership has changed her life is that she feels safe in her own space. And now she no longer fears the first of the month. She's actually excited about the first of the month.
Definitely.
Ladies, do you have any final remarks for our audience? Anyone have anything else to say before we conclude the session today?
No, I just wanted to mention that I think a lot of people, or even our parents, kind of taught us go for the single family homes. But even though if you don't have multi-family homes within your community, I know people who own single family homes and they rent out rooms. So I know investors within like California or some of those larger cities where it's really, really expensive to purchase property and they rent out rooms. I mean, it's usually people that are single who may not have families, or even they'll have a short-term rental lease for maybe like your travel nurses, where they may have a 6 to 13 week contract where they're only in that state for a shorter period of time and they'll rent out their space too. So there are different options out there for people. If you're not interested in maybe doing the multifamily unit, they may look like a large investment for you, but there are different options for you there. So I just wanted to mention that to people because, again, I'm still learning on my journey, especially with a lot of the people that I'm meeting within real estate investing, because I've learned that a lot of people get really, really excited about talking about it. So if anybody's interested in investing in real estate, just learning about financial management, in people's DMs, it works. They get excited about talking about themselves, and they'll be able to provide you with tools and resources that really help you along the way.
Good deal. Thank you. Thank you, Anne-Marie.
I just want to say thank you, NARAB. I appreciate it. Platform.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that you were able to join us today.
Yes.
So thank you for coming on. Well, audience, that actually concludes our Home Ownership Changed My Life series for today. Again, we are so excited about this particular series, giving the opportunity to our millennial homeowners to share their journey, to share with the audience how home ownership has changed and shaped and shifted their lives. Today, we have found that home ownership makes you feel safe and that you no longer have to fear the first of the month, which, I know there's many people out there that's nervous about the first, and it comes every first of the month.
Exactly.
So again, thank you guys for joining us. My name is Letitia Grant. I am the chair, the national chair of House Then the Car. Check us out here on Facebook Live every Tuesday at 1 p.m. and at 3 p.m., where we're on Super Series Tuesday 2. And today is episode 2, where we will discuss starting small with multi-unit. And our special guests are our Madam Chairman of the Board, Madam Michelle Calloway, along with John Muhammad of Prime Lending. And we're going to show you how to get it done. Thank you guys again for joining. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.